Jacob, who met God at Bethel, arrives in Haran, the hometown of his mother Rebekah. There happened to be a well there. Here, Jacob met his uncle's daughter Rachel and fell in love at first sight. Jacob told his uncle Laban the story of how he came to be here. As if Laban understood Jacob, he told him, "You are truly my family." But in fact, he was trying to take advantage of Jacob, who was a fugitive. In order to marry Rachel, Jacob decided to work at his uncle's house for 7 years. At that time, a man had to pay a dowry to marry a woman. He told Laban that he would cover the cost by working for free for 7 years. 7 years would have been an attractive condition that Laban could not refuse. In this way, out of love for Rachel, Jacob worked for 7 years, treating them as just a few days. 7 years later, when he was about to marry Rachel, Laban made Jacob marry Leah, her older sister, instead. When Jacob got angry, Laban said that in this town, there is no law where a younger one gets married first, and if he works for another 7 years, he would let him marry Rachel. So Laban took advantage of Jacob's circumstances and made him work for 14 years. As time passed, children were born to Jacob and his wives. Jacob told Laban that he would now return to his hometown. In fact, Laban knew that thanks to Jacob, he had received God's blessing and his wealth had increased. He told Jacob, who wanted to leave, that he would pay him the wages he had worked for. But he changed the conditions 10 times and made various excuses to waste time. But as time passed, Jacob's flocks increased and Laban's flock decreased. When Laban's sons saw Jacob's flocks multiplying, they became angry, saying that their father's flocks had been taken away by Jacob. Feeling threatened, Jacob told his wives what happened to him at the hands of Laban, and asked them to leave for his homeland together. 3 days after Jacob left for his homeland, the news reached Laban. Laban chased Jacob for 7 days. He was angry at Jacob and his daughters for running away secretly. But he said that he would not harm them because God had appeared in a dream and told him not to do anything rashly. However, he searched through the luggage of Jacob and his family to see if they had taken the statue from his house. When nothing came out in the end, this time Jacob got angry and said, "For 20 years I suffered from the heat during the day and shivered from the cold at night, unable to sleep properly. I took care of your livestock. However, you lowered my wages 10 times, even as you saw the livestock increasing with God's blessing. If the God of Abraham and the God of Isaac had not been with me, I would have gone back empty-handed. But God was with me and allowed me to make this great family." After listening to Jacob's story, Laban made a suggestion to Jacob. They piled up stones and used them as tokens to promise not to harm each other and to hope that God will look after each other. Jacob faced many difficulties for 20 years, but at the end, because God protected him and was with him, he was able to return to his hometown safely.